Ladies and gentlemen, welcome here to the UnNamed Wrestling Podcast. I'm Conman. We got Botch Guy and we got CWrestling with us this week, as always. Ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be a very interesting show. We're on the fallout of multiple Hell in a Cell matches. We're going to talk all about that. We're going to talk about Nikki Cross. We're going to talk about the Diamond Mine and so much more. Welcome to the UnNamed Wrestling Podcast. Botch Guy, how you doing, buddy?
We're also going to be talking about the Lucha House Party. We're going to be talking about Damian Priest.
You just have to do that already.
There's so many things we can discuss tonight. I'm doing good, man. How you doing?
I was doing good till you mentioned Damian Priest. CWrestling, you doing better than me now?
Yeah, I'm really up for this. I think, the Damian Priest chat would be huge. I think people will love it. And yeah, I think we can continue down a good path.
For those of you who do not know, I picked very boneheadedly last week that Damian Priest was going to win Money in the Bank this year. And fast forward 1 week later, and he didn't even get a qualifying match. It was a tough week for Con.
It looks like it was injury related.
Yeah.
So you're a little off the hook. But now it's a meme, so.
It seems like it. It seems like it's a meme that's been running around for the last little bit. Off that injury news with Damian Priest, Sean Ross was reporting that maybe it's not a full injury, that he's just dealing with some other ailments as well. But there's definitely some mixed news when it comes to Damian Priest and what his current status is. But let's start things off here with the first big question that I think we need to discuss here today. And CWrestling, I'm going to start with you. We saw how many Hell in a Cell matches? 4 within 3 events, right? One at Hell in a Cell, two at Hell in a Cell, 1 at Smackdown, and 1 on Monday Night Raw. The question that I have for you is Hell in a Cell being devalued?
1,000,000% yes. Of course it is. There's no reason to do that many Hell in a Cell matches. And I don't think even at the pay-per-view of Hell in a Cell, we should be getting 2. I think there should be 1. And I don't even think there should be a pay-per-view called Hell in a Cell. I think that just is ridiculous. Really ridiculous.
All right. And Botch Guy, to counter that, do you have anything?
Nope. Not kidding. That sounded good. No, I think it's completely devalues Hell in a Cell. Like doing it one time on SmackDown, like after a billion years, okay, I kind of get it because it was before they're trying to hype the show. Okay, once in a blue moon, but then that USA Network went to Vince and be like, this is BS, right? I want a Hell in a Cell on Monday Night Raw. And that's exactly why there was. And it completely devalued it. Like, what's the point of a Hell in a Cell pay-per-view if you're going to have a Hell in a Cell not on just SmackDown, but on Raw as well?
Well, I love those takes.
Called it Hell in a Cell week.
Love those takes. And I like the idea that, Hell in a Cell used to mean something big, right? It was the end of the feud. But I'm going to play devil's advocate against you two here, and I'm going to throw something out, okay?
Uh-oh.
As a kid, when I was growing up, I remember watching Umaga versus Jeff Hardy inside a steel cage match. And that made me a lifelong fan because it was something different on your TV show that you weren't really used to seeing. And if you fast forward to 2021, the last time we got a Hell in a Cell match on Monday Night Raw was 1998. And I don't believe we had ever had one on Friday Night SmackDown. Granted, it was all around the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, which made it feel overkill. But I think that a lot of viewers that were tuning in for maybe even the first time got to see something special that week. Do you guys think that maybe this is the thought process with WWE, that Hell in a Cell maybe has lost its luster over the last few years and they think, what the heck, let's just throw it out there for a ratings grab? Botch Guy?
Yeah, well, it's most likely it's exactly what it is, right? Like, I understand it's great for the kids. I do. I get it, man. Like, it makes sense when it comes to like when you're kind of that new fan and or even like a casual fan that never seen anything like this. It must be like, oh, that's kind of cool. But like, if you're gonna do something like that, then you have to advertise it way before than what they were doing it. So when they decided to like just randomly through a tweet, like drop a bomb like that. Why didn't they say last week when they're in the middle of that ring, you know what? I can't wait to Hell in the Cell. We've heard that line a million times, but this time we mean it because we're going to have Hell in a Cell on SmackDown and blah, 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 blah. And that should have been the end of it. And then the Raw thing should have never happened, in my opinion. But that's just my 2 cents on it.
CWrestling?
I agree with your point about Umaga and Jeff Hardy, but I kind of look at it and think there was a reason they had the match inside the steel cage. So the Rey Mysterio Roman Reigns match was probably the only match that deserved to be inside Hell in a Cell. And they gave that away on free television and then expected us to sit through 3 other Hell in a Cell matches that, okay, they were great matches, but they could have been great matches as Extreme Rules match or just a normal wrestling match. They didn't have to be inside the cell.
Yeah, I see where you're... sorry.
I think that's right. I think if you do Hell in a Cell on the Smackdown and you've moved it the way you have, of course fans are going to think, well, why? Why have they done that? What have they got planned for Hell in a Cell? And then when nothing else happens, you are going to always be left with that disappointment. I think even you said on your stream on Sunday, you expected a Brock, and it's on you for expecting Brock.
Yep.
But why would they? It doesn't make a lot of sense why they would do it.
Expecting a Brock. CWrestling. How many PMs did you get from me? I had thumbnails for every return. I had thumbnails. I had generic, well done thumbnails for everybody. I had Brock, I had Becky, I had Sasha, Alice. I had one for Alistair Black, even the Fiend. I had the whole shebang. I was ready for.
You didn't do one for Damian Priest though.
Yeah.
Come on. I'm not gonna ever outlive this, am I?
Hey, Conman, if it makes you feel better, we're not doing this because we don't like you. We're doing this especially because we like you. that's
Are you sure about that? Yeah. All right.
Emote, chat. We need an emote for Damian Priest comments. Is there a bow and arrow emote?
I love how Botch Guy just punched his microphone, just wailed it.
We need a bow and arrow emote.
But like back to that whole Hell in a Cell stuff, like definitely CWrestling and Botch Guy. I think you guys are the right take on this one. I do believe that the 4 Hell in a Cell matches probably devalued what should take place inside the structure, especially when you look at the history that it has. So you guys are probably right about that one. I like the idea that somebody somewhere, there was a kid watching this show and he became a WWE fan for life because there was a Hell in a Cell match on it. But how many kids were there that became fans for life just because of this? Who knows, right? But let's turn this into a more positive conversation, and let's focus on Nikki Cross and her spirit. Botch Guy, I know you made a video on this, and you are really, really happy with the new character of Nikki Cross. Why don't you give her our 2 cents?
I love it. I don't know what it was. I don't know what happened to me. Okay, so I was having a pretty down day, to be honest. To be perfectly honest, don't know why. Just having a bad down day, and I saw Nikki Cross, and I saw the promo backstage, and I saw how she lit up, and then I saw how she was wrestling, and I saw how she lit up. This didn't seem like a character that was created for her, and now we got confirmation that it was her idea. It seemed legitimately right off the bat like it was something that she wanted to do because she wanted to be a role model and a superhero for a lot of people out there. And, I'm not a kid, but I got emotional. I made a video on it just recently. I'm not doing that as a plug. I just wanted to mention it because I was emotional doing that video. And I don't know what it was, but she's so genuine. And I love it. I think if there was a crowd there, a lot of people thought it would be a negative reaction. I think it would be the exact opposite. I think it would be a huge pop. And I think when she comes back, she's going to get a very big pop because this isn't it doesn't seem like a fabricated gimmick. This seems like something that she clearly wants to do and be that little superhero for a lot of people. And you know what? F yeah, man. I love it.
And it's her idea, which anytime a character comes up with their own idea, they're going to put everything into it. This is going to be successful. I truly believe that. CWrestling, your thoughts?
I agree. I think it was brilliant. I think it exposed a lot of the negativity in the wrestling community, especially on Twitter, because you saw a lot of people complaining about how goofy and stupid it was that Vince McMahon would make her dress up like this. And then the news came out that actually this is her idea. This is her creation. Big Damo tweeted out the concept art and things like that. And you look at it and you think like, this was something she was passionate about doing. And they're not trying to convince you that she can fly or that she's got superpowers. They're simply telling a story that she can overcome anything. And that's inspirational for a lot of people. Like Botch Guy, literally got emotional about it. So I think that's a really good story to tell. And if you have to be gimmicky and cartoony to do it, perfect. Characters get remembered in wrestling, and that's what matters.
1,000,000%. We have the Hurricane. We have Molly Holly, like why not? Nikki Cross actually seems like a perfect fit for this role. And I think CWrestling or Botch Guy, it was one of you that was in the live chat. I can't remember. You mentioned that you would love to see a possible tag team between Molly Holly and Nikki Cross. Was that you, Botch?
I've been saying it for the last week and a half, way before this even came. I've been saying, I don't know what it is about Nikki Cross, but I'm getting some crazy Molly Holly vibes. And Molly Holly was rumored to do something, come back. And when they were backstage, I thought they were going to announce Molly Holly to do some sort of partnership with Nikki Cross. And then, of course, literally a month later, Nikki Cross comes out as a superhero. I'm telling you, there's something there. I think it's going to happen eventually. I would maybe at WrestleMania. I think it would be a nice little fun match. You could have them together next year. But I love it. I just think Nikki Cross comes off as such a nice person. And you know what? Like, there's fake positivity and there's real positivity. I don't see anything fake about Nikki Cross. It's just genuine.
You're right, genuine. A genuine character that looks like she's going to have a lot of fun out there, and however long this thing rolls. You know what? The way I want to actually compare this to is the difference between Shorty G and the difference between Nikki Cross's new gimmick. Shorty G was one of those things that he was like forced to go into. He was forced to embrace the name of Shorty G. He was forced to embrace who he is and all this stuff, as opposed to Nikki Cross, who is just embracing who she is. She feels powerful when she puts on this costume. She feels very positive, and she's just going to share that with the universe. I'm a big, big fan of it. CWrestling, anything to add on to Nikki Cross here?
I think we are 100% going to get the feud between the Dark Alexa Bliss and the superhero Nikki Cross.
Oh, that's
cool.
Hell yeah.
I just think it's too obvious to not do for creative team, especially because they just hired a load of former Marvel writers. So this is exactly what they want. This is exactly the kind of story they can tell.
They hired Marvel writers?
Yeah, not that long ago.
I see what's happening. Who's going to be booked as Thanos? Roman?
Yes! Give it to me! Give him the gauntlet, okay? I don't care. Have him go around collecting Hall of Famer rings. Let's do it. Oh, man, guys. I love that, though. The direction of Nikki Cross is going to be pretty good. And the last thing that we had 3 major talking points that we were going to talk about today, so we'll get these going, and then we'll touch on whatever the chat would like us to touch on or any ideas. But the Diamond Mine last night on NXT made their debut. Roderick Strong, Malcolm Bivens, Tyler Rust, and I am blanking on the last guy's name. Do you guys know it right off the top of your head?
Suzuki.
Right, yeah. Suzuki. I forget the first name as well, though.
Yeah.
But they made their debut last night on NXT.
It's okay. WWE is going to change it to Suzuki within a month or so anyway. So
Hideki Suzuki or Hideki Suzuki, something like that. Yeah. Hideki is his first name, but
Hideki, that's a cool name.
Yeah, he's apparently a trainer. So what we were touching on last week with Diamond Mine, with the idea of it possibly being like Raw Underground, some sort of version of that. We're not right on that, but I don't think we're also 100% wrong. I feel we're going to get some sort of training segments in the Diamond Mine with this coach and with Malcolm Bivens. But Botch Guy, did you have any takes on the Diamond Mine last night?
Well, I did a reaction to it. The way it worked basically is when they came out, I'm like, okay, so this is like a generic. And it is. It's a kind of a generic kind of introduction of these characters. Okay. You know, they beat up on the guy in the middle of the ring. I saw, Roderick Strong came out. I thought he looked cool. Shorter hair. I think Roddy looked cool. He had a beard. I think he had a beard now, right? And I have to go back and take a look at the picture.
Yeah,
he did look different. Something about him made him look different. I don't know what it was, but he did look different. So I thought that was cool. And then I had no idea who any of these 3 other guys were. So I was happy that they're, pushing new talent. I'm always a fan of that. But at the same time, I for some reason, I was maybe expecting a bigger name, or at least Bobby Fish be added to the group to have a little more familiarity.
Good word.
I think that's a word.
Familiarity.
And I enjoyed it. It didn't blow me away, but I enjoyed the segment. I do wish they went a more creative route with their introduction. I don't know what they could have done, but they're writers, right? They write for the Avengers. I'm sure you could figure something out there. So that's my 2 cents on it.
I love that they introduced him this way because it's, for the first time, it feels like we legitimately have a giant angle in the cruiserweight division. I'm here for it. CWrestling knows I'm a fan of Kushida, so now Kushida has a group to go up against. But C, passing it over to you, what were your thoughts on the Diamond Mine?
I'll be honest, when I first saw the hood come off, I legit thought it was CM Punk for about 1 second. Do you know that
God.
1 second where you look and you just think, wait, because obviously the short hair, the facial hair,
yeah.
I was like, that's Punk. What's Punk doing in NXT? Like,
Can you imagine? Can you imagine?
I would quit wrestling in happiness. That's it. That would be the end of it.
That would have been the most random thing. That would have been like the most incredible moment on NXT if it was Punk.
Yeah. But again, I agree with you. I think it's great for the cruiserweight division, and I don't think we're wrong. I still think we're going to get segments with this group. I like the possibility that maybe people join them.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe like this is just a start and they'll expand, because they kept using the line is open for business.
Yep.
So if it's good for business, can people join?
The Retribution's looking for some work right now. Maybe
Slapjack. Bring back Slapjack. But yeah, Diamond Mine. So far, for the most part, you guys both say thumbs up, you would say, for the most part. Yeah.
Thumbs up.
Cool.
It's always nice to see new stables.
And live chat here. Do you guys agree with that? Thumbs up or thumbs down or a fist emoji if you're somewhere in the center with that. But Botch Guy, I'm going to pass things over to you. Is there any talking points that you would like to touch on from the last week of wrestling?
Sure. Let's talk about the absolutely amazing match between Bayley and Bianca Belair. Holy moly. That was easily the best Bianca Belair match she's ever had in the WWE. And honestly, screw it. I'm saying it. I know people are going to say NXT Bayley, but I'm telling you, that was the best match Bayley's career as well. I thought it was amazing. I was incredibly invested from being not invested at all into this storyline, completely flipped on its head. Tenacity, aggression, the pace was fast and physical. I thought all the ladies sold well. There was I didn't see any big botches or anything like that. Smooth working. I thought Bianca did what I thought Rhea was going to do. I am blown away at how good that opening Hell in a Cell match. I would actually put that in my top 5 all-time Hell in a Cell matches, and I'm talking about the men and women. And probably I would say that's the best female Hell in a Cell match. I don't know how many there has been, but that's the best I believe I've ever seen from my memory. So I loved it. I thought it was absolutely spectacular. I loved it.
It was fantastic. Just to ask you, and like I think I agree with that. Like, it's between that one that we saw this past Sunday and last year's Sasha Banks versus Bayley. I think it's got to be between those two. CWrestling, are you on the mindset that Bianca Belair, Sasha Banks, or Bianca Belair, Bayley was the best Hell in a Cell female match yet?
Yeah, I think so. I don't agree with it being Bayley's best match. I think Botch Guy said it. I think NXT against Sasha Banks. I think that was
I would agree with
Bayley
that.
match.
I would agree. Yeah. The Iron Woman
but
match.
I think definitely for Bianca Belair, this was her match. This was the match where she arrived. And I love the storytelling of it. The whole storytelling of just constantly tying the hair and then Bianca getting so fed up that she used it as a weapon and tied it around her wrist. Absolutely brilliant.
I will also mention huge credit to Pat McAfee during that match, putting over both ladies like crazy. And the commentary was absolutely hilarious. When she was tying the second time or the third time with the hair, he's like, wait a second, is that a Ferraginosi knot? like coming up with these words of like things, and he was marking
bitter.
out.
He bitter.
And then he's like, he bitter. Oh my God, is she like not infected? He said something, or he bit the skin right off.
Took a chunk right out of her.
Oh, so funny. Pat McAfee definitely helped that match out. And I'll say it, man. Like, that was also, in my opinion, Pat McAfee's best performance in the WWE throughout the whole show. But yeah, man, I love that match. I might rewatch it today too, man. I love that match.
I still can't get over Pat McAfee in War Games in his feud with Adam Cole. He was just absolutely phenomenal there. And I'm not sure if it was mentioned at Hell in a Cell or not, but I think it was. Pat McAfee brought up his feud with Adam Cole. And it makes me wonder if Adam Cole eventually is going to continue his feud with Pat whenever he does get called up to the main roster. But as for women's Hell in a Cell matches, we've seen Charlotte versus Sasha. We've seen Becky versus Sasha. We've seen Sasha versus Bayley, and now we've seen Bayley versus Bianca. So out of those 4 live chat, which one is your favorite women's Hell in a Cell match so far? We know Botch, guys, he picked Sasha, and CWrestling, you're gonna stick with, not Sasha, what the hell am I talking about? Bianca versus Bayley, and CWrestling, you picking that one as well?
Yeah, I'll go with that one.
And I think I'm gonna agree with you guys. It was pretty friggin' awesome.
Con, where do you rank that in men and women all time? I know it's tough. Question,
it's very tough, because I don't think I've seen every single Hell in a Cell match in history. I've seen a good amount of them. I would say within recent times, your take on it being top 5, I think is too generous. I think it's top 3 within recent times. Yeah.
Fire!
It was very, very good. When you think about the last few years of Hell in a Cell, how they have finished, Seth Rollins and The Fiend inside, the year before, I can't remember who was in it, but there was a false finish, DQ, something like that the year before that as well. Like, the women have been the stars of Hell in a Cell over the last few years, and I can't think of one that was much better than that. They had everything in the matchup.
Do you think they're ever going to have a female get thrown off the top of the Hell in a Cell?
No.
Not off the top. I don't think you're going to see anybody go off the top anymore unless your name is Shane McMahon. I think at this point, WWE knows the risk at somebody jumping 20 feet through a table, and it's just not worth it. It's not going to draw the same reaction that it used to, and so you might as well just do the half spot up the cell through the padded tables if you're going to do something like that.
I will respectfully disagree with both of you guys. I think it's going to happen because I believe there's going to be another Lita out there. I believe eventually you will have another Lita where she's just not going to care about her body. She's not going to come. She's going to go to Vince and be like, Vince, I want to create history. I want to do something that no other female has ever done before. I want to get thrown off this stupid thing or jump off this stupid thing. I think it's going to happen one day. And, you said people don't pop anymore out of it. Yeah, people would pop just as hard.
Don't get me wrong. They would. Do not get me wrong. But it will not be the same reaction as when Mankind went off the top of the cell for the very first time, right?
Yeah, but it would get the same reaction.
It would definitely get popped. Here's the thing. Charlotte Flair is already that Lita who has went many times and asked to do moonsaults off the top of the cage and things like that, and it's been declined every time. So I don't think Vince is there and ready to see a female performer jump off the top of a cage. Maybe when Triple H takes over, because he is more progressive-minded, and anything the men can do, the women can do, and vice versa. So that might happen under Triple H, but I don't expect to see it under Vince McMahon.
I've got to say I disagree with all of that. I think it will never happen again. I think 1, the cell is a lot higher now than what it used to be. 2, they can't use crash pads in front of fans. So obviously this was the last time we see Hell in a Cell, unless they're going to do one again this week on Smackdown. This is the last time we've seen Hell in a Cell, and fans are back in 3 weeks' time. So this is it now. And I really thought they was going to do it this Sunday. I really thought someone was coming off the top of the cell because you could have had a massive crash pad.
They still had a crash pad.
Yeah.
the little table spot with Drew
McIntyre's table spot.
Who caught that?
It's crazy.
Mae Young's hand return.
Yeah, the birth of the hand.
I can't believe
you use a crash pad for a little choke slam off the apron.
That was silly, right? You guys both thought that was silly.
I can't believe I didn't title my video Mae Young's hand returns at Hell in a Cell. Can't believe I didn't do it. I just did the whole did you catch that thing, but still, man, that would be
there's a good point though about characters and stuff. One goofy thing and someone that's like a legendary status like Mae Young. We remember Mae Young right now because of that weird, stupid gimmick that everyone thinks should have never happened. We wouldn't be talking about Mae Young.
I know, right? It's silly. It really is. The silliest moments in wrestling might feel like the worst things you're ever sitting through when you see them live, but then when you get to refer back to them and you get to joke about it and poke fun at it, that's really what wrestling is all about, right?
Oh, like when Damian Priest conquered the zombies.
I knew there was going to be something mentioned with Priest as soon as I said that. Oh my God. But like you guys let's talk a little bit more about Bobby Lashley versus Drew McIntyre inside the cell, because we mentioned how there was so many Hell in a Cell matches, starting to devalue it. And we said that the only one that maybe felt like it truly belonged inside the cell was Roman versus Ray that we got on SmackDown. Bobby versus Drew, we cannot argue this, has been going on for a while. And it's been a feud that has gone through every type of match, and seemingly this should be the end of the feud. It was Drew McIntyre's last chance to go at Bobby Lashley's world title. Do you think it was the right call? Because on paper it seems like it was. It didn't deliver. It didn't feel like a Hell in a Cell feud, did it?
So, you know what's crazy? A lot of people miss the fine notes of it. Drew McIntyre is not allowed to go against Bobby Lashley for the WWE Championship on Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
On Monday Night Raw. So hypothetically, if Bobby Lashley kept the title on the switcheroo and it goes to SmackDown, Drew McIntyre technically could go after the WWE Championship on SmackDown Live.
Book it, Vince.
That's one way to get around it.
Well, okay, who else thought that McIntyre... so McIntyre still has a chance. He's got his last chance match coming up on Raw, a triple threat match to get into Money in the Bank. What do you think the odds are that McIntyre wins Money in the Bank and goes on to cash in against Bobby Lashley at SummerSlam? Like, what do you think?
But how?
He definitely is.
Oh, wait, it cashed in at SummerSlam. That's not Monday Night Raw either.
No.
Yeah.
There you go. Like, what do you think? Is that what Vince is doing to us? What do you think, Botch Guy?
I can't believe Drew McIntyre. How many okay, God, come on. We like Drew, man, but come on. Who posted that funny video? Was that you, see? No, that was Devontae. That was Devontae that did it.
With you becoming a meme. Just, no! Every time into the camera.
Devontae's been clipping me a lot recently. Oh, God.
Gotta love that social media interaction.
Yeah, I love it.
Oh, man. But yeah, Drew McIntyre, it could possibly happen there. Who do you guys think? Because I think Botch Guy, you made a video on this, or was it CWrestling made the video on this. Who could be facing Bobby Lashley at SummerSlam for the WWE Championship? Your thoughts. Let's start with CWrestling.
I think it's going to be Brock Lesnar. If they can get him, it's going to be Brock. And do you know what? I found an article when I was researching to do that video, and it's only from a few weeks ago, and it's Lashley doing an interview, and he says that he wants to face Brock Lesnar. He doesn't care if it's in a WWE ring or in an octagon. He's facing Brock Lesnar, hopefully later this year.
One of the few mega money matches they have left.
Yeah, and I think, Vince has missed out on so many dream matches like Taker and Sting, for example, and you can say, he doesn't see anything in it. But if he sees that UFC could have potentially, the big name of Brock Lesnar returning and WWE superstar Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar, like, people are going to tune into that. They're going to buy the pay-per-view for that. Mm-hmm. And he wants that money. So he's not going to let them do it. He'll do it on his show.
Botch Guy?
You want to hear one of the craziest rumors I've ever heard
I do.
Recently? Apparently Conor McGregor joining WWE soon and challenging Roman Reigns and doing that potentially at WrestleMania.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
I read something about that, yeah. Could have been a meme, but I thought that was...
Connor's one of those names that just gets thrown around every now and again.
Because he can talk.
Because he can talk.
Because his mic work is on another planet, right? Like, you throw a guy who can talk like that, he can sell anything, man.
If you let Conor McGregor be Conor McGregor when he comes into WWE, you know what? I'm here for it. If we're going to see what happened with Logan Paul and just basically be neutered and given a script and it be nothing different to the show, then no, leave him off because it's just going to be a distraction. But if it is actually going to be Conor McGregor, like coming onto the show, being Conor, being unpredictable and booking him that way, I kind of want to see it.
Yeah, my wife just texted me. Sorry. Go ahead, guys.
All good though. But yeah, CWrestling, would you want to see that inside of WWE, Conor McGregor?
Yeah, why not? I think anything that gets eyes on the product and, the casual fans to tune in, I think that's always a good thing. I know why some fans dislike it, but I think it's a good thing because ultimately, if you get someone that tunes in for Conor McGregor, if they watch Bianca Belair wrestle and think, my God, she's amazing, they're going to tune into SmackDown the very next week.
Yeah.
And that kind of attraction helps wrestling long term.
It would be like the Ronda Rousey vibe when she came in. Like, I don't know if would it be bigger or less big than Ronda coming in. I think Ronda was a bigger deal. You think Connor would be a bigger deal?
Oh yeah. Oh, like Ronda was a bigger deal because like she just loves the industry at the time, like we thought, right? But you know, Conor McGregor is like the name. Like Conor McGregor now, even after he got his ass kicked last, like he's still like his name value is so high. Like you type in Conor McGregor on YouTube, and like it gets like crazy views after just a couple seconds, right? Like Conor McGregor is like for the casual people. I think now
You know, man, I think Ronda had a
Ronda
big...
was huge too,
She was
man.
huge. She was huge when she came in. If anything, it's got to be on the same par. Like if we're comparing, it's probably on the same level. The hype would be there. But Ronda was massive when she came in, and what she, you know what, it was even bigger because what she did for WWE and how she elevated the women's division to a whole new level and gave it a whole new legitimacy and truly gave birth to the Becky Lynch we know and Lucha! Oh my god, I'm sorry, we just got a Lucha. Oh god, it's so loud. Just give it a second. My whole point got interrupted. Thanks, Rat. Brett Solins, man. I'm not dancing. It's not happening.
Yeah, come on, this is for the people.
Oh, it's so loud. I had to take my headphone out. Thank you, Reth. Using that redeem Lucha.
I have a request.
What's that?
Change the Lucha to Damian Priest's theme song instead and dance to Damian Priest.
Oh my god. I might have to do a redeem for that. Make people use their coins and annoy me even more.
We need a redeem for Damian Priest. We have to have one. We have to have it.
All right, Botch Guy requests it. I'll write it down.
And you have to do the thing, the dun 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 dun.
Oh my god, no.
You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean. Oh god. All right, I gotta do it now. Just like hair flying just everywhere. Just whip
the arrow. Do the arrow. Bow and arrow.
Oh my god.
No.
I haven't been able to get a haircut in like how long?
What he needs to do is he needs to go to the toy store and just buy like a plastic bow and arrow. And every time someone redeems it or super chats it, he has to whip that over. He has to dress up and everything, Robin Hood style.
Oh my god. You guys are gonna kill my channel.
I mean, he's like, I love our Lucha. We don't have to replace the Lucha. I'm saying we just add a new tier.
No, I know people are gonna come in and say, wow, what the frig is this crap? There's always just Lucha and Damian Priest stuff. This guy doesn't stop dancing. Oh my god, that's ridiculous. I'm gonna have to do it now because basically my hand's been forced. Thank you, Botch Guy.
You're welcome. Can't wait. I'm there for the first time you do it.
Let's talk theories. CWrestling, let's start with you. Do you have any active theories going on that you would like to discuss with the channel?
So I think The Fiend is coming back very, very soon. Obviously, that sounds really sort of, cliche with the fans coming back. But I think what we saw at Raw with Alexa Bliss getting a new theme song, I think that's a way to distance herself from him.
Botch Guy's just losing it over there.
Yeah.
I'm just picturing it. It's so funny. Even though you just did it, it's so funny. The Fiend. I thought the Fiend was gonna come back, and I have my thumbnail ready. I was ready, man. I thought the Fiend was coming back already. I don't know what's taking him so long. I guess I hope it's nothing to do with him, like health wise or mental health or anything. I apparently it's not. So apparently it's just creative. So I hope he comes back. I miss Bray, and you know what? But you know what? Like CWrestling, because he's a genius. I'll say this: superhero Alexa Bliss or Nikki Cross versus Demon Alexa. That sounds so cool.
Really,
let's
cool.
talk more about that. That's
let's talk about it. CWrestling, do you have anything more to expand on that theory there?
I think they sort of teased it on Raw. Like they was a tag team obviously before they broke up. Nikki wanted her friend back and things like that. I think the fact that they got along said the entire story, because it shows that Alexa just doesn't care anymore. Like that feud's over for her.
Right.
And I think Nikki does. And I think Nikki will probably keep, maybe not until after Money in the Bank, but I think she will continue to want Alexa Bliss back, her friend back.
Yep.
And maybe Alexa just blanks her or something. So I think that's the way to set it up. And I think that's the story they've been telling this whole time anyway. So
I think it's a fantastic story. Botch Guy, do you like that direction?
Oh my god, that'd be awesome. I wouldn't mind seeing them tag team for a little bit, a couple weeks here, and then eventually figure out a way to do it. It's the super over the top positivity versus like crazy ass Alexa. The writing itself, like backstage, it would kind of be like Bray Wyatt's nice side versus the Fiend, kind of.
Yeah.
It's like a weird dynamic, right?
Also, we don't know the backstage stuff towards the Alexa Bliss character. Like, I think it's a success because I'm entertained by it, but I know a lot of people are not. We don't know if the merch sales are there, if the ratings are there, etc. on a regular basis, where they want to keep that character. Mm-hmm. If they need to get rid of the character, you have a superhero defeat it.
That's a good point.
There's an out if it doesn't work. So, I'm not saying they're going to, but the feud has like potential to do so many different things that they might want it to do.
Good takes right there, guys. I like that direction. I really like the idea of Nikki Cross possibly being in her full superhero gear in the backstage area in Alexa Playground. I would love to see that. Just see her swinging in her superhero gear, and maybe Alexa isn't even there yet. Just walks up. What are you doing? Like, why are you here? Or something along those lines. CWrestling, to go off of that, are people able to just show up in the playground by themselves, or do they have to be invited? What are your theories there?
I think they can, and I think because the one thing that I think differs from the playground to the funhouse is we've never seen the funhouse in the ring. We've never seen the funhouse sort of actually backstage, The playground is 100% it's that little corner of the Raw set where they record all the promos. And I think that sort of is an indication that it's Alexa's playground. It's not a real thing. It's just something she's created in one little corner of the WWE. Cool. And whereas the Funhouse, I think, still has that air of mystery as to where is the Funhouse. I think the playground's I think she thinks it's got a mystery to it, but I don't think it has.
Alan Turner is hashtag FTL. He's on the right side of history over here. You never want to ETL. If you ETL, you are a loser. Just like the loser house party over there, okay? Thank you, Alan Turner. I appreciate that, buddy. Good. Yeah, I like that theory there, that it's just Alexa Playground or Playground and anybody can kind of show up, and it's just the little corner of Monday Night Raw. Let's continue on here. Let's talk a little bit about Roman Reigns, Jey Uso, and Jimmy Uso. Any ideas as to what is coming up this Friday on SmackDown? Do you think Jimmy Uso and Jey Uso are going... Botch Guy, you jerk. Do you guys think that there's going to be any new direction for this? Does Jimmy and Jay get back on the same page? Is Jey Uso going to try to qualify for Money in the Bank? Like, I just want to hear any thoughts on this whole storyline. Let's start over there with the laugh guy. And now the reason I'm going to direct over there is because I want to draw full attention to this guy crying on stream. He is laughing so hard.
I can't tell you guys why I'm laughing, but trust me, I'm turning around. It's so funny. I thought I would laugh so hard. What are we talking about?
Roman Reigns, Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso. Just where do we think this story is going?
The Rock is gonna come back soon. Okay, Jimmy and Jay.
Yeah, let's start with Jimmy and Jay. Let's get into The Rock in a little bit.
Well, Jimmy's gonna turn on Roman here soon, right? Or
who knows? Because at the end of SmackDown, yeah,
I know, but then he's staring at him like a creeper in the background, like doing like the John Cena face in the background, right? So, I don't know, man. Like, I personally think that there's gonna be a turn here eventually, and then you'll have Jimmy versus Jay and that at Money in the Bank.
I wonder.
Or,
sorry,
they're Money in the Bank match, right?
I don't know who's gonna be qualifying for Money in the Bank yet. I don't think those are up.
Oh, okay. So either they do the route that they're not going to qualify, and then they'll have someone else, or they will they'll have
F you, Amitty.
Don't start.
F you, Amitty.
Don't start. Don't start. Yeah. So go see. What do you have on your mind?
After SmackDown last week, I think there's a double swerve coming.
Double swerve coming. Okay, so
tell us more.
Sorry, guys. We're struggling to get through this. We're just laughing at some sort of private joke that we got going on. We would love to tell you, but we can't.
We have an inside joke.
We're just losing our shiz over here.
Stop my video first.
Botch Guy's gone. It's like the
Right,
call.
pull it together. Right.
Yeah.
So I think after Jimmy was looking at Roman, I think Roman wants to recruit Jimmy. So what if he spends a lot of the time to actually try to recruit Jimmy, and that annoys Jay to the point where Jay turns on Roman?
Hey, could be. I like that idea. What do you think about this? Because I've thought about this briefly. What do you think about the idea of it being Jimmy Uso winning Money in the Bank? Thoughts? Start with Botch Guy.
I don't want Jimmy. Like, okay, I guess storyline. Well, it matter. What is Roman Reigns going to be doing then? Like,
so what if, just picture this, okay? Not necessarily saying it's going to be a quick cash in or anything, but the idea of Jimmy Uso following around Roman Reigns with the Money in the Bank briefcase, just by his side, just standing in his corner. I got you, Uso. I'm on your side. How long could they run with that? Is that a cool story or is that not? It's something I thought last night.
Why would Roman Reigns be happy to have?
He wouldn't. He wouldn't be happy. He'd be pissed. He'd be pissed that Jimmy Uso did this. That he climbed and got Money in the Bank.
I guess you could do that. Yeah, you could do. Like, it wouldn't be a terrible storyline. It makes sense. Like, it's logical enough. I just. Like, I don't know. Who does everybody want to win the Money in the Bank contract? I'll start with you, Con. Who do you want to win?
Damian Priest! It's not going to happen.
Sorry, joke's not funny anymore.
No.
Honestly,
okay,
I'm curious. Chat. Let's ask chat.
Yeah, let's ask chat. Guys, who would you like to see win Money in the Bank? If you're starting with me, I think at this point, like, it would be lovely to see Cesaro win it. I don't think it's going to happen. But if I could pick somebody that deserves it at this point, it would be Cesaro. I wouldn't be surprised to see Big E win it, but I could see Cesaro winning it. What do you guys think?
Okay,
John Cena.
Oh,
John Cena's still sticking with that one, eh?
Yep, that's my pick.
hi, Botch Girl.
Oh, we got a Botch Girl in the chat.
So
Should I do
pretty.
the alarm? Should I do like the little horn
Yeah,
for
do
that?
it. Do
Botch
it for
Girl.
her.
Oh, my horn's broken. Frick.
The horn.
The horn's broken.
Do a girly horn.
There you go. Botch Girl up in here. So C Wrestling's got.
She says the Rock.
C Wrestling's got John Cena and Botch Guy. Who do you got?
I'm gonna go with my wife's pick here. The Rock. I think that would be excellent. Oh, could you? Why not? Have a surprise.
So
Money
can
in
I
the
just
Bank.
remind everybody? Last week I was ripped apart for picking Damian Priest as winning Money in the Bank.
If you
C
smell-
Wrestling says John Cena. Botch Guy says The Rock. Conman said Damian Priest. Conman was ripped apart for it. It has turned into a meme. What the F is going on?
Come on. If you're so confident that John Cena's not winning Money in the Bank, do you fancy having a little bet?
All right. Let's do it. Let's place this bet.
I'm going to just simply put it out there and say, if John Cena wins Money in the Bank this year, you have to embrace the lucha on stream.
Whoa. You're asking big things from Conman.
Are you that confident John Cena's not winning?
That I have to embrace the lucha. What does embracing the lucha define for you? Like, what do you think I would have to do?
Should go to King of Fate because he's the one that started the ETL. So I think that should be his decision. But I think ultimately you have to embrace the lucha on stream and do whatever King of Fate says. That's the bet. There you go. If you're that confident that John Cena's not winning Money in the Bank, if by the end of Money in the Bank you do not see John Cena holding up the briefcase from this year's Money in the Bank, you don't have to do it.
I have to embrace the lucha.
You
never
can
have to
refer back
embrace it
and
again
say, "I
if
won
John
the
Cena
bet."
doesn't win. You know what?
Conman, what do you think about the idea?
Well,
It doesn't matter what you think about that idea.
I can't believe I just walked into that. I can't believe what is happening on this show. Okay, you know what? C Wrestling, fine. All right, fine. John Cena ain't winning it. Nah. I will never embrace the lucha. John Cena ain't winning it. But yeah, sure. Deal on, okay?
Where's my bet?
Yeah, you're over there. You picked the Rock. You're out of here.
If I win, I get to transfer 100 a milli to my channel for 1 month as an exclusive.
We get a midi on your channel? Take him and his luchas.
Hear that?
Get out of here with your luchas. Oh, I'm so mean to some people
really
in the live chat. I love you guys.
Wins now. I'm gonna mark out like crazy if John Cena wins now. Oh my god.
Well, there you have it. And the bet is on between me and CWrestling. What happens if John Cena doesn't win their CWrestling? What should we get for you?
You can refer back and you can say that you never have to embrace the lucha.
No, that's not good enough.
You have to join Team FTL. You have to join F the Lucha. So here we go. All right. If I am wrong and John Cena does win this thing, I will embrace the Lucha. But CWrestling, if you are wrong and John Cena does not win it and we can't see him win it, then you're going to have to join Team FTL. Deal?
Deal.
It's gone. Team FTL.
I'm that confident.
I know what it stands for. Like, well, what happens?
F the Lucha. I don't know. You hate the Luchas. You join Team FTL. F the Lucha.
CWrestling has to do a face reveal if he loses.
Oh,
not a chance.
Oh, that's a step up.
Wearing a lucha mask.
That's a step up in the bets, isn't it? So there we go. All right. So either we're going to have CWrestling join Team FTL or I will embrace the Lucha. And
yes,
it's not going to happen. It's not happening. But we are closing in on the last little bit of the stream here. I'm going to pass things over to Botch Guy. What do you have coming up on your channel, Mr. Botch Guy? Anything fun?
I want to talk more. This is fun.
Okay. Well, sorry. My bad.
No, this is good. I'm actually having a really good time. Pissing myself laughing today. I have a stream today. I hope everybody in here is going to join me at 4 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. We're doing Q&A and Everything Talks Wrestling, like we do every week. And actually, it's God, I feel sick all of a sudden. It's a back-to-back stream. So what we're doing is at 4 o'clock, we're going to be doing that one. And then the next day, we're going to have another stream. So Wednesday, Thursday. So this isn't like Conman who streams every 3 hours. For me, this is rare. So you guys hang out today on stream, 4 o'clock and tomorrow, and go support my videos. But most importantly, go hang out on my Twitter because I'm almost at 750 followers now. Damn. I can't believe it, man. All because of you guys. It's probably all you guys coming over there and supporting me, most likely. But the Botch_guy, that'd be great.
It's been so much fun interacting with you on Twitter. I'm so glad you finally got it because the jokes have been running wild over there. But just to reiterate, you said 4 p.m. Pacific Standard?
Yeah, so that would be 7 Eastern time. Cool. I'm going to be going live.
Cool. There we go. So make sure you guys go check out Botch Guy tonight. Hopefully I'll be able to pop into your stream there, man. And then CWrestling. What do you got going on over on your channel?
So I've got a video about Nikki Cross coming out tomorrow. And I've got a massive theory video coming out on Sunday.
Massive.
Ooh. Want to whet the appetite of the con maniacs out there?
Wet it.
No.
Because
it'll give it away.
Wow, you heard it. He's already on Team FTL. Okay, look at this guy. Like, he knows how to be a YouTuber. He knows how to build up that hype.
That's good hype building skills. I got to admit.
So now everybody's gonna have to check it out. Not just the people who are interested. Everybody has to check it out. Love to see it. Yeah,
definitely do.
There you go. So make sure you guys go check out all their stuff. Botch Guy, I know you said you wanted to keep talking wrestling, but I don't mean to kind of drag this on. I know we just did our little outros there, but Botch Guy, anything else that you'd like to mention on the week?
I don't know, but 15 more minutes. I'm down. If you guys want to, I'm free. But I just, you know what? The crowd's coming back soon. The crowd's coming back soon. I think we're going to have a renaissance kind of wrestling here when the crowd is officially back. I think people don't remember maybe how fun it was with the crowd. I know the NXT crowd's been back and hasn't really added much, but I'm telling you, man, I think it's going to feel so different, especially when it's at a excuse me, at 100% capacity. So I'm actually curious, C and Con, both you guys, do you think we're going to have some sort of crazy new wrestling renaissance when the crowd comes back?
Let's start with C.
Yeah, I think we will. I think not only do WWE need to step it up, not just for their television product, but I think for fan interest. You're seeing reports that Vince knows the product is stale. And I think they're just currently just gliding through this process of not having fans. I don't think they want to invest too much at the moment. And it is bizarre, but at the same time, it makes perfect business sense. Why would you give everything right now when in a month's time you're going to have fans to entertain? And it does make sense. Yeah, I think the hype is going to be there. hopefully they can use that hype to build up new names, and that carries them on for the next foreseeable future.
Yeah, if you take a look at how WWE's been doing things through the pandemic, it has been dragging out feuds as long as they possibly can. As many rematches, as long as they can over whatever title. It's what they did with Bobby Lashley versus Drew. It's what they did with Drew versus Orton. Like, it's what they did with Roman versus Kevin, what they did with Roman versus Jay. Like, they drag it out as much as they can because they don't want to give away all the storylines that are coming up. I think it's going to be a huge renaissance. I 100% agree there, Botch Guy. I think it will be.
SummerSlam. Like Becky Lynch rumored, The Rock rumored, Aleister Black rumored, The Fiend rumored, Sasha Banks rumored, all at once. Like John Cena.
Question for both of you. And I'm going to start with CWrestling with this question. Do you think the whole thing with Aleister Black was planned? With being released?
I don't, only because he went straight on to Twitch and basically told the entire story. So I think if it was planned, I feel like they would have held a lot more back. He was very honest in what he was saying. Well, he seemed to be very honest in what he was saying. He seemed,
right? Like, I've been thinking about it because, goodness, like there was so much hype around Black, and then he returns, and then he's just gone. And now there's even more hype around Black. And they've got the gimmick built for him already. Like, at
the same time, you've got the actual reports of WWE want him back. I don't think we'd be getting those reports if this was a storyline. If this was something they've really thought about and tried to work us with a release, I feel like they would have just kept it all quiet and then OMG, he's there. I don't think we'd be getting reports that they want him back.
Maybe, yeah. It's also interesting to see because I haven't seen any reports actually from WWE regarding Aleister Black, right? Other than announcing his release. And that's usually how they do things, obviously. But I've especially wondered throughout the pandemic if they've started leaking things to, let's say Fightful, or let's say whoever, on purpose to try to get stories out there to build up the big story. Meanwhile, they have something else in mind. I thought the same with Drake Maverick when he got released. If he would have won the Cruiserweight title, I would have even been more behind that idea because it would have seemed like it was the direction they were going in. So I don't know. Botch Guy, do you think that this was maybe planned, or do you think that this is just real life and we're just seeing it unfold?
I don't think it was planned. Purposely, you know, all the new reports from what I'm hearing is Aleister Black is very close to signing with AEW. So, like, I don't know how legitimate it is, but if he does go to AEW, like, I'm gonna like cry, just because I can't make content for AEW because of the fear. So
yeah, because of fear.
So
the only thing I'd say
would make me sad, so sad.
He can't actually talk to AEW about business or signing a contract till his 90 days is up.
Yeah.
So I would say those reports aren't that true.
But check this out. Yes, in theory, yes. But like, look at the NBA, look at the NHL, look at the football leagues. Like, you can't talk about contracts yet. The day it ends, they have a $6 million complicated 45-page contract done. Right?
Yeah.
Like, it's one of those unwritten rules. Like, you can't talk about it in public, don't get caught, but you know, no one's gonna stop you to go to a payphone and calling up and having a having right?
Yeah,
so
get that burner phone and see, you know, if there's any interest. Yeah,
like if he's interested, Aleister's not gonna be like, can't talk to you, Tony, you know, especially when he doesn't have a job, right? Like, he will just don't do it in public places and stuff. So I'll say this: Aleister Black. I really hope he returns to WWE or the main roster or NXT. I would be perfectly okay with that. But another topic, if you guys have another couple minutes, is I want to talk about a little bit about Karrion Kross.
Sure.
Some people thought he was done in NXT. There, he's going to relinquish and go to the main roster. Didn't happen. It doesn't look like it happened on NXT there. So. What's your opinion on Cross? Is he coming up soon, or is it all BS?
I think he's getting a look right now from Vince. I think Vince realizes he's got a good star down there in NXT with Karrion Kross. They tested him on Main Event, I believe. It's supposed to air tomorrow, right? Is that when Main Event goes live? Either of you know?
I watch my main event sometimes before Monday Night Raw. It usually gets played.
Okay. Yeah. I feel
we don't get it in the UK.
I think main event is supposed to air on Thursdays, but I might be wrong. It might be Wednesdays, sometime during the week. But anyways, he's supposed to get a look there on main event against Shelton Benjamin. It's very similar to what they did with Aleister Black back in the day, where they just had him come up to main event for one night, see how his entrance looks, see how his presentation is, and then get him back down to NXT for a few more months. If they're going to bring Cross up, I think you've mentioned this in the past, Botch Guy, it needs to be brought up with the NXT Championship or relinquish it on his way out of NXT because he cannot lose before going to the main roster. He needs to have the same type of vibe that Asuka had when she came up.
They did it with Hideo Itami. He did it. They did it with Aleister Black. Was one. They did it with. Did they do it with Keith Lee? I'm thinking they did it with Keith Lee as well. I don't know if it was main event. It was one of the dark. It was a dark show or something. They did it with Keith Lee. So there's been pattern. Oh, and Damian Priest. They did it. They did it with Damian Priest.
Yeah.
Yes, the bow and arrow wonder. So they've had a track record of taking a look. Actually, I don't remember the last guy who didn't get a look on main event that didn't go to the main roster shortly after. I'm pretty sure every single one did it. So I don't remember the last guy who didn't. So
I'm sure we could dig and find like some jabronis out there that never got the bump up to the main roster. But in terms of megastars, yeah, I can't tell anybody who did that.
You know, I have a weird theory. Sorry, I have a theory. So Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa, however you say his name, Adam Cole, and then we had the Revival for a while there. But those three guys specifically, they got a really hard look on the main roster, and the crowd did not pop for any of them. Like none of them. Not even Adam Cole, who people expected to have a huge pop. I made a rant video on it. It had like 400,000 views.
Really? But didn't Adam Cole go up against Daniel Bryan for the NXT Championship?
The original, for the Adam Cole's, yes, but for Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa, they got buried on that first night. Mm-hmm. I remember it. It's not that they didn't win their matches. I don't remember if they won or lost.
They brought them up as both champions. Like they had the championships, did they not?
And they were in a heel feud.
Yeah,
and then they showed up on the thing, and it was so dead. And then when Adam Cole got called up, yes, he had a little bit of a pop, but his entrance was dead. And the match itself was pretty dead. Like I rewatched it like 2 weeks ago with I think it was not Daniel Bryan. I think it was Seth Rollins. Was it Seth Rollins? God, Adam been Daniel Bryan.
Sorry, I'm trying to remember how his debut went because he had a NXT Championship match against Daniel Bryan on SmackDown when everybody was caught in the Saudi Arabia thing where they weren't able to get out of Saudi Arabia. Was that his debut or was that
Seth Rollins was Walter?
Yeah, I was going to say, I think Adam Cole and Daniel Bryan tore the house down for the NXT Championship on SmackDown.
But the crowd didn't react like as much as I think they were hoping for. Like the videos were good, 1.2 million. That's pretty good. But I don't think
I'm remembering something different completely than you are, Botch Guy.
I don't remember.
The crowd didn't react that night.
Really? Okay.
But they were dead for most of the show.
Not only that, they had Walter interrupt Seth Rollins, I believe, and that was dead as well. So
I remember Walter. Yeah.
The reason I'm bringing this up is because I think Vince McMahon solved this and lost confidence in a lot of these guys. Maybe not so much Walter because it was a different thing, a UK thing. And remember the Walter when he got had that call up temporarily. That was in the UK and he didn't even get a pop, right? Now I think he'll get more of a pop just because of how established he is.
Right.
But I'm telling you, man, I feel like Vince gets scared. I think that's one of the reasons why Adam Cole's not up. I think that's one of the reasons why Johnny Gargano's not there. And I know Tommaso Ciampa talked about, how he doesn't want to be on the main roster. But I think there's a reason why you're not seeing these smaller guys, minus Walter, on the main roster. I don't think Vince believes in them.
I'm just going to pull up this video here of Adam Cole when he beat Daniel Bryan because I'm really curious to hear what the pop was. So I'm going to play it out loud here for everybody. And if you guys are okay just not speaking for a second.
for a moment like that, I remember used to play with Kevin Owens beating John Cena. Right? I know that was paid, it's not fair. But
it looked like the crowd was popping, but maybe not as big. You're right, as big of a moment as they probably should have for Adam Cole beating Daniel Bryan for the NXT Championship. It looked like people were on their feet, but yeah, I see what you're saying. There's concern, right, with smaller guys on the main roster.
I think people love, like, us fans. I think Adam Cole would be just great to see on the main roster, but for some reason I think Vince doesn't like him. Even though he talks well, I just have a feeling he doesn't like him. That being said, if you're gonna have Adam Cole on the main roster, you feud him immediately with Pat McAfee on that main roster, continuing that damn storyline, and you have that as their first match. I'm not joking. You could continue that feud, get the casuals to know about that kind of feud. Oh my God, I think it would get a great reaction with the crowd because of the history, right? And Pat McAfee was talking crap about Adam Cole in the most recent pay-per-view.
Do you think they could do that, exactly what you said, just have him continually talk about Adam Cole and just say, oh, Adam Cole does that move, but not as good. You know, just little digs like that every now and again. And then eventually Adam Cole just turns up and attacks him.
Just turns up and punts McAfee, gets some revenge. Just McAfee leaning over the announce table for some reason, just punts him in the face.
You know, that's what I mean creative. Like Diamond Mine kind of had that, like not really, but like in the middle of the ring. But I'm talking about, like, could you imagine, like you said, Pat McAfee talks crap, randomly, like random digs. And then it's a random Monday Night Raw, you know, the announcers are just talking. And all of a sudden, this random guy starts beating on Pat McAfee out of all people, right? And then it's Adam Cole, baby, right? Right?
Huge
I
pop.
think the crowd would go crazy for that, especially if it wasn't like during a match. Especially if it was like just like on an off second, like on a slow part of the show. I think that would be great.
Have him come in as a fan. Have him like with a hood up, wearing a face mask, because some fans will still wear face masks, and you could have him just sat behind Pat McAfee. Let the camera go to the commentary team. They're sitting there talking, and out of nowhere he just grabs him. Like everyone would be like, "Wait, what's going on?" Like, why not? You just have this fan that you've seen there for a while. It's Adam Cole, you know.
It's Adam Cole, baby. And I just got to give a quick little shout out to Wicked Dragon here. He wants me to acknowledge him. Who do you think you are, Roman Reigns? Thank you for the 7 bomb, though. I appreciate it, buddy. Yeah, that would be cool there with Adam Cole just reaching over, grabbing Pat McAfee. A nice way to introduce him. Would you have anything else happen with Adam Cole right after that feud? Like, what do you think you would do with Adam Cole post Pat McAfee?
Feud him with people that are relevant, people that are great wrestlers that could talk, like a Seth Rollins. I would feud him. And eventually I would have the Undisputed Era kind of get called up, not the exact same time, but like have Kyle O'Reilly get called up, do his stuff, or maybe you can even have Bobby and Kyle do their stuff, and then eventually get a moment where Adam Cole eventually joins with, you know, Kyle and Bobby's, you know, recreating.
So you'd like to see like a reunited
on the main roster. I think the pop would be crazy.
Do you think you build that up for like at least a year and a half?
Oh yeah. You wait it out. Good. You don't do it. You can build up Adam Cole on the main roster first, and then have Kyle, because Kyle O'Reilly's doing his own thing now.
Yeah.
Roderick Strong.
They all are
doing his own thing. Bobby Fish is injured.
Didn't he just come back?
Or they don't care about him.
Yeah, I think he just came back.
The fact that he's not in that Diamond Mine group, like, makes me think that, I think, unless Adam Cole backstage and Kyle kind of talk to Vince or Triple H and say, we need this guy with us, I feel like he's kind of like the odd fish left out.
I wonder if we're going to get Bobby Fish in the Cruiserweight division. I think that might be his future. We've seen it with Kyle O'Reilly already touching the Cruiserweight division. I feel like eventually they're going to try to put Bobby Fish going up against maybe Roderick Strong for the Cruiserweight title. That might be the direction they go.
Bobby Fish. Maybe he does join Diamond Mine after like a few weeks, right?
Maybe. That'd be cool. CWrestling, anything to add to that?
Yeah, talking of Diamond Mine, if you was to call up the members of the UE, who's to say that you just bring up the original members, so Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly, not Roderick Strong, and then let Undisputed Era form, let them, you know, get established, get some big wins and stuff like that, maybe a title or two, and then call up the Diamond Mine and have Roderick Strong say, what, was I not invited? you've got a ready-made feud between Diamond Mine and the Undisputed Era.
Oh, cool. I like that. And last thing that I want to mention here is Hit Row looked really good on NXT. Are you guys still a fan of Hit Row? You know I'm a massive fan. Botch Guy, you like him?
I love them.
Yeah. See?
And they have so much swagger, man. They have like so much like charisma. Like I love. Did you guys notice the I don't know what the names are. I think it was not Top Dollar. Top Dollar is the big one, right?
AJ Francis.
It was the other two guys were
Ashante
sitting
Adonis?
down and made a chair for her. And
Oh,
she was
yeah.
laying on it, like
That's so good.
in the middle of the ring. I thought that was so cool.
There was a gif of it. It looked so good with the album, and Swerve Scott has just become such a star already.
I can't believe it.
Like-
I had no, like, it's not that I had no interest. I know he was a good wrestler, but I didn't see anything special with you know, either of these guys individually. It's just sometimes when you put people that have natural charisma and the personalities work, you get a group like this out of nowhere, and it's just like, that's a main roster group.
Yep.
That is a kind of, it happened with the Shield, you know, it happened now with Hit Row, and it's just, it comes together, and I feel like this is going to be a lot of fun moving forward. I'm really curious. That's like when Viking Raiders came together, like it was kind of like, okay, they're the Raiders, and it's just like, I don't get that emotional investment from them, because it's like one guy just eats a ham. Like, but if Otis joined the Viking
Turkey,
Raiders
man,
and got a Viking gimmick, like I would love that. Free heel Otis.
Oh my God.
Did you ever think about that? Like no one thought about that. I'm telling you. Funny Otis joining the Viking Raiders, put him in like a Viking outfit. Hell yeah, man!
During their feud with the Street Profits, he would have been hilarious right in there with them.
So funny.
Imagine Otis bowling. Oh God. Well, I think that is where we are going to leave it today, everybody. This was a lot of fun on the UnNamed Wrestling Podcast. We will be back next week, I believe. One more time, make sure you guys check out Botch Guy's stream tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 4 Pacific. CWrestling, you got your theory video coming out on Sunday, you said, correct?
Yep, that's right. And a Nikki Cross video tomorrow.
There you go. So make sure you guys check out both of their channels. Their links are in the description below. Drop a follow on their Twitter as well. You got Botch Guy and you got CWrestling over there. Botch Guy, what's your Twitter again?
Botch_Guy. And you better be nice to Nikki.
There you go. Be nice to Nikki over on Botch Guy's Twitter. And CWrestling, you're CWrestling UK, correct?
Yep, that's right.
So drop those follows, everybody. Thank you very much for watching. We'll be back next week. But until then, I've been Con. That's Botch Guy. That's CWrestling. And this was the UnNamed Wrestling Podcast. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next week.